Looked a little scary.
It was like a stuffed
Turtles
animal,
was
but it looked like its
scary.
eyes were like coming out of its head. Like it was kind of freaky. I need to see what it is. Was that a turtle?
It was a turtle, yeah.
Where's the dilly cam? Is he on cam today?
Ooh, perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
you guys
Here we
get what you
go.
asked for.
All right, we got what we wanted. There's no prop paladins today.
Oh,
Sorry about
no.
that. And it looks like they are going to be spiting. They're going after Gex, and they could do a massive all-in right now. Kidney shot onto Gex. The Master's Call immediately gets dispelled, and this is going to be the Rapture. All they got was Rapture. They need to continue the damage. Do they have any more? Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it, and Gex is going to be able to walk out of that one kind of scot-free. I mean, that was the blind. Now full polymorph is going to land, and let's see what Unitas is going to be able to get done.
All right, they're pushing forward. Polymorphs now on Gex, so they're mixing it up. Psychic Scream double. Psyfoxy in a stun in pre-bear form. Shouldn't be going down, I think, in that stun. Gex gets counterspell, but bombing in some big Shadow Ments. Fakes the Shadow Step kick. Nice moves by Gex. Oh, that mind control. Oh, into the Drestigath. Sick combo by Unitas. Almost finishing Psyfoxy there. A close call. Polymorph into Spite. Are they going to spite Gex here? No, a premonition of the polymorph. They can't. Nice premonition by Gex there. Psyfoxy still holds onto the Glider's medallion. Kidney shot down. Oxygen in a trap. Who are they going after? Aiden? Aiden pre-feints during the trap. Not really taking any damage here. That's from above, trying to avoid being stunned. Greater Pyro. CMD gets a Greater Pyro. He's looking for a second one. Psyfoxy kicks it. Huge damage onto Aiden and CMD right now. Oxygen trying to recover. There's a polymorph. Or the spites. They're spiting the polymorph. They need an instant spell steal on the Master's Call here, or crowd controlling the pet as an option. Step Kidney shot. Gex immediately pain suppressions, but the corruption could overload him.
Oh, big damage here on Gex. He doesn't have his human racial. He used that a little bit earlier in the start. Think from Beyond coming out here onto Psyfoxy, actually. Psyfoxy might be wearing a lot of corruption, randomly losing half his HP because of that proc right there. Gex isn't a counterspell. Let's see what they can do. If they can get a fear onto Gex, it's pretty much game over. They get a Dragon's Breath. CMD goes for the Ring of Frost. I don't think he's going to get it in time. He's trying to fake out Gex premonition, but he does actually get the full sheep here. He's going to have the Re as well. Do they have it? ER feeding maybe from Oxygen? Doesn't look like it. And I do think that preemptive barrier right there by Gex is what's going to keep Psyfoxy alive. And now Oxygen forced to use his trinket, pushing in for a fear. But Gex might actually get it out of that stun first. Now Gex actually trying to just avoid Oxygen here, trying to reposition further away from him. Aiden slowing up Gex there with that throw dagger. And now you can see Oxygen is in position. He wants to fear the DPS. They want to get a sheep onto Gex. They want to try to set up a spite here. I think they have the blind. If they can get a sheep into spite, a blind into sheep into spite, it's game over. CMD, can he get it? He's going for it. He doesn't find it. But it could still be enough damage here.
Oh my, whoa! Whoa!
Oh man, I gotta be honest with you.
Look at.
I'm gonna be honest.
It was a turtle.
This is not a surprise to me at all.
Billy made a cam just for the toddle.
Was that the turtle that scared you, by the way?
Well, it didn't look. It was really far away in the corner. It looked scary. It still kind of looks a little.
It is kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. But
You guys were one of those. Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, Unitas is one of these teams on the ladder. They spite so often. I feel like Aiden, his favorite trinket in the game is spite. He always spites against me, and it's no surprise to see him utilize it in this matchup as well. I mean, if you can get the Master's Call Freedom off, you can do massive damage. The first couple of goes, I would say the damage was a little bit lackluster, but that last one, I'm pretty sure CMD was able to polymorph the pet, so there was going to be no Roar of Sacrifice, and the combustion just really ripped in at the end of that one.
Yeah, we can see the setup here, double fear, and you can see CMD's trying to get the sheep because you can't sap out of, like Spite is going to keep Gex in combat here, so you can't sap him out of it. You have to sheep him out of it. The CMD's trying to fake everything, fakes one interrupt, gets stunned, and then he's going for the sheep here, doesn't find it in time
Sheeps the
there,
pet.
sadly. Sheeps the pet actually, and just Nova's Gex there, and now there's a thing from Beyond, combustion, no one soaking the meteor, and that's gonna be an edge dressed crit there by Aiden into the Garrote / sheep shots, and that's it. Nothing Gex could have done. He used his trinket on the first spite go, and the second go he used his pain suppression, and the third go he's done so.
Going into game 2, though, is that a reliable strategy on the side of Unitas, just playing Spy tricking into Turtle here, Subtees?
I think so, yeah. When you have Kleptomania for Master's Call,
Oh.
it's like the soft counter. Like, I think it actually is a solid strategy. Every blind is a big threat, so does he play Trinket and Trinket blind? I feel like that's his only choice, right?
I just want to point something out really quickly. You look at the killing blows. There's none by any player. There's actually Gex died to. I'm getting I'm getting word from production that it was actually a 36,000 tick of Eye of Corruption that ended up killing Gex there. So Nazoth really coming in clutch there for Unitas in their game number 1 victory.
Whispers from beyond, or what is it that that voice line? I don't know. The yellow text.
I think we've done enough voice acting today.
Yeah, I think we're done with that. No singing, no voice acting. Those are
I mean, I wasn't gonna make you reenact it, but yeah, we can move on from that. Unitas game 1 win. Ooh.
Why don't they Tracker's Net spite the priest back on Unitas?
They should. I hope they do.
They might.
That's where we need to see gnomes come in.
You guys.
I've been saying this for a while.
Huh?
Gnomes are OP.
Oh, gnome priest. If that turns out to be the meta, is gnome priest. Yeah, but you've got net into trap, and there's no reverse magic. There's nothing. That's 16 seconds. That's blind sap. That's the old school blind sap spike. Tracker's Net trap. That's all Turtle have to do. 100%. Just spite them back.
I think if the turtle wants to make to the water, that's the clear-cut path to victory.
Let Nazoth do all the work.
Spite the spiders.
Spite no spiting. Spider.
Spite no spite.
Spite no spiting.
I guarantee you, I'll tell you one thing though. I guarantee you, I absolutely guarantee you that if Turtle does that and wins game number 1, we're seeing a gnome priest on Unitas game number 3, 100%, or game number 2, sorry. They're going to be switching to a gnome if they do get spited. There's no question about it.
Okay. All right, well, we've got both comps on the board here. We are going to Hook Point. Do we like this map choice coming from this draft here, Zico?
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you're on Turtle, this is a great map for you. I want to know one thing here. What's the cooldown of Tracker's Net?
30.
It's lower than Escape Artist, right?
I think it's 30.
Even if you play Gnome, they can still use it on cooldown pretty much. You can set up spites with it. I guess if he only uses Escape Artist when they spite, even then there would still be a window of opportunity for them, but it'd be a pretty small one.
So we can also see there Turtle has a 50% win rate on Hook Point, while Unitas has a 20% win rate. Turtle looking to tie it up here against Unitas here in game number 2. Sounds like the teams are ready. The games are opening soon here. It is Turtle versus Unitas in game number 2.
I'm kind of predicting this right now. I bet Turtle spites this game and Unitas lose, and then Unitas play prop paladin and spite. So they have freedom to counter the spite of the jungle, and they can also blinding light spite.
I don't know if I want to see that happen, but I guess one can always hope, right? Super, you love your tanks.
It'll be over quick. I promise.
It'll be over before you know it. Now
Like
let's see how this one goes. I want to actually let you know as well. Aiden messaged me. He's like, "Oh, so now I'm the spite guy, huh?" I think so. Can you shout on to Foxy very early on, and let's see what Unitas is looking to set up. And I'm actually curious to see if they are going to be running that spite once again. Maybe Gex took off a little bit of corruption, and 1 spite, 2 spite, 3 spite. Here we go. Gex into a polymorph, into a DR polymorph. Are we going for a blind? A full blind. This is going to be a massive all-in. They get the fear on the pet suit. He's going to be looking to get a polymorph. It's going to be insane damage coming in. How is Gex going to survive this one? It does look like there is a pain suppression. He needs to get it off. Master's Call comes in. Kleptomania Spellsteal, and they get basically every single cooldown from Gex. This is massive corruption overload. But Gex, using basically everything he has available, does manage to survive. Oh my goodness gracious. He uses literally every cooldown. He has 0 left. If they get another spite setup, I think Gex, it's going to be KO.
I mean, 100% on the blind. When he's playing Relentless, that's 1 minute and 20 seconds basically, and Gex is going to disappear from the arena. Can they win the game, though, before 1 minute and 16 seconds? Aiden has no trinket. Oxygen has no trinket. Stun Trap, they could win the game. They basically have to win the game in that one window of time. They're waiting for the barrier. They're going to trap Oxygen right after this barrier. They need to land the trap and the stun exactly the same second. No pre-feint, no pre-evasion. They get it! This is when they have to win. Oh, they didn't trap fast enough. Paint suppression. Paint suppression's easily going to keep Aiden alive here for the trap. And now look, 52 seconds to the blind. Maybe they've got one more stun. They're just going to go for the spikes before the blind. It'll line up somewhat still. They'll have to wait maybe 10, 15 seconds. I don't think... Oh, the interrupts are solid, though. Maybe they can just outright kill him. They get Vitality Conduit. Now he won't have Vitality Conduit for the blind. Still setting up for victory that way. 13-second window here to land a freezing trap on Oxygen and kill Aiden. Can they land it? He jumps in. Where's the freezing trap? He's trying to fake out the Prem, but it's fine time for Oxygen to get a trinket. 3 more seconds to that Glider's medallion. Pressure on CMD. CMD blinks in. Oh, there's the trap. Cyfoxy's in a stun. They're switching to Cyfoxy and waiting for the blind. They've got Combustion. They've got Vendetta. They got a full blind, 3 spites. What are you going to do, Gex? Well, he's running to the other side of the map. But this map is really small, and they picked a really small one, so I think it's inevitable here. Aiden's blind is up. He has to prem the blind. Can he prem the blind? He premed it. Oh, he fakes the prem. It's over, Gex. There's full blind that's going to happen any second now.
I think they're going to sheep him first.
There it is.
They're just going to go for it.
Bye.
Ripple spite. Can he get the clip, though?
Get it.
The freedom. The freedom.
Is it off? He's going for a polymorph, gets a polymorph. I think he got it.
There's no way.
Oh, goodness gracious. Gex is in so much trouble.
Bye?
No,
Okay.
Honestly, I think
what?
Actually, oh no! One of the spites was actually super delayed. Oxygen wasn't able to get it. There was only 2 spites. I'm sure Gex has taken off a little bit corruption after the last game, and now Turtle, they've managed to survive. Gex is holding on. Paint suppression rotating back up. He's going to have it for the next spike go. He might be able to actually live. Oh, unfortunately for Unitas, a little bit of a unfortunate misplay there, or Oxygen maybe got crowd controlled, just bad timing. And I think Turtle, I mean, they're slowly but surely getting a little bit of a lead here. Aiden with no trinket, he's got no evasion, full trap on Oxygen. Now CMD and Aiden are both great targets here for Turtle as they look to strike back in this matchup.
All right, let's see if they can keep it up here. They've got no mana on either side. CMD interrupted. Oxygen laying in with some smites right now. Trying to get some counter pressure going. Stun on the Cyfoxy. Smoke bomb. Big play. Prem on the poly. Beautiful timing by Gex. He's waiting for that smoke bomb. Gets the Rapture powered shields. That premonition is the only reason Cyfoxy is alive right now. Sick play by Gex. Oh, the turnaround! Massive damage. Sick plays. Pulling it off in game number 2.
Well done by Turtle, tying that up 1-1, winning game number 2. Really well done by Turtle. What was the winning point there on the side of Turtle, Sukatees?
Not dying to the spite, staggering the spites, so that wasn't 3 of them. So like crowd controlling Oxygen right when they went for the blind, so that they couldn't get 3 spites stacking, meant that Gex didn't get overloaded with corruption. So just really good interception by Turtle.
Moving forward, do we feel like Unitas is going to switch up their strategy, maybe stop playing Spite and do something else here as we go?
I don't think they should. I think their setup was just bad. They should have sheeped before the blind and then blinded after. That's it. And even if they couldn't get all 3 spites at the same time, they would have still had enough time. And this Prem right here is also a massive reason to why Turtle didn't straight up just lose here. Cyfox, he had, I guess he had a survival instinct as well. So I'm not sure if he would have died in the stun, but here, beautiful setup. Oxygen can't really do anything about that one. Aiden as well, out of cooldowns, and Oxygen also pretty much out of mana at this point. So the jungle just lived long enough to be able to land that clean go there, but I think they should keep playing Spite. I think the jungle should start playing Spite as well.
What about you, Ben? Do you think that that we should see a Spite from Turtle here?
Well, yeah, I do. I think throw a curveball would be excellent. I mean, in that last game, Gex, he took off a lot of his corruption, so he only had 6 total corruption that game. And I mean, that could be a big reason as to why he's living. You take off that corruption, the Spite Trinket isn't as effective as it would be as if you were wearing, 39. You're really sort of toting the line of being in that range to get the inevitable Doom procs. But Oxygen, he's using a lot of corruption, so definitely an option. I mean, we've seen Cyfoxy, Dilly, and Gex pull that off in the past. But yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard for CMD and Aiden in this match, I think. CMD on the Fire Mage, if he's not getting The polymorphs on the pet, it really is kind of like a soft counter to the combustion of a mage, the pet sacrifice. So unless you're executing really well and getting cross crowd control on the pet, it makes it really difficult as that fire mage to actually get burst off. So that's why they're kind of going for these all-ins on the priest, because the consistent goes on the feral or the hunter can easily be kind of negated by mending bandage or a roar of sacrifice coming in from turtle. So I don't know. This one's interesting. I think there's multiple strategies these teams can go for. I think it'd be interesting if Turtle decided to spice it up, but playing a standard game in that last one and winning, they're probably going to be feeling comfortable to just stick with what they know and what they've been doing.
Looks like the draft is all finished already. We are going to be going to Ashmane's Fall. Both comps have been decided from Turtle and Unitas. What do you think, though, Zico? Do we feel like it's still worth it, even if Turtle decides to play less corruption? We saw only 6 on the side of Gex. Is that still worth it for them to do that strategy, or do you think that they should switch something up?
For Turtle, no, I think they should keep doing what they were doing. For Unitas, I think just play Spite, and it's all about execution. This matchup in general is a pretty, I would say, skill-based matchup. One of the comps might have like a 5, max 10% advantage, but I think it just comes down to how well you play, how well you execute your strategies, and also mid-game adaptations. Like if you're playing Spite, you don't have to use every single Spite setup on the priest. If the feral doesn't have a trinket, you can still blind the priest and just try to kill the feral and do things like that as well. So I think when you're playing that Spite, use it as an extra tool, but don't let it dictate exactly how you play the game.
All right, game number 3 here, 1-1, Turtle versus Unitas.
All right, well, we're going to be starting off with Spites very early on as Gex is caught into a full polymorph, into a blind, into a kidney shot, and taking a decent amount of damage early on. It was the pain suppression, so making those early trades. And once again, it was a late third Spite. I really feel like you need all 3 of those Spites for it to be effective, especially if Gex is playing really, really low corruption. That's the only time you're going to see him getting over-corrupted, is if all 3 are used. And so far, Unitas hasn't been able to get that off in the last couple attempts.
All right, they're just going after Cyfoxy, playing a more standard game of Rogue Mage with the Maledict trinket, absorbing a lot of Cyfoxy's off healing. Is he going to get overwhelmed? Dragon's Breath for 2 more seconds. Cyfoxy corroded, Gex as well. Looking to recover now and get aggressive. They did get the Gladiator's Medallion of Oxygen, so that's a big opening. There's the Freezing Trap, no Prem. Nicely timed by Dilly, trying to get back on target. Cyfoxy preemptively running away. There was a pre-barrier by Oxygen, absorbed a ton of damage, so Turtle got negated on their assault there, but it seems like I don't think they're playing the Spite. I'm waiting for it to update. Maybe they're playing Spite and Maledict. I think they were actually playing Spite and Maledict last game, so still an option with the blind and another 50. Fear onto Oxygen, going after CMD at the moment. Not finding the kill just yet. Gex gets out of crowd control, goes for the Raptures. Double stun lock. This is what was lethal for Aiden last game. Pain suppression from Oxygen slips before the freezing trap. Aiden should recover with pain suppression and faint, along with a little Crimson Vial healing himself back up. Oxygen's out of crowd control. He's chasing down Gex. Gex is trying to reposition away from Oxygen, but Oxygen's still in pursuit. Cyfoxy gets stunned up. Life grip. Oh, life grip on the Spites. Nice play by Gex. Does he get the Prem on the Poly? It looks like Dilly interrupted it. He's still running away from the Fear, but Oxygen snipes the Fear. CMD follows up with the Poly. Cyfoxy could be in trouble. Jumping into bear form, popping that frenzied regen, trying to get some off heals with the Regrowth as well. Tanky in that bear form with the Heart of the Wild Honor talent. And it looks like he's going to be A-okay. Shadow Meld, Restel stun, kick over onto CMD. Trying to get some pressure here onto Aiden. Freezing trap secured. But doesn't look like Aiden's taking too much damage. Oxygen just decides to trinket, play it safe. Turtle slightly ahead on mana at this point. Blind is available though. Gex needs to get ready for that blind Spite all in.
Let's see what he can do about it. CMD just needs to get a sheep before they go for that play. Get some pressure onto Cyfoxy, then Gex comes out to heal, and that's when you go for it. CMD has done exactly that, and he knows Gex needs to heal. Let's see the Pram. Gex gets faked on it. CMD, can he get it in time? No, he tries to eat it up. Big mistake. And what is going on? Aiden had trinket evasion. How did he die in that set? I'm sure he just insta trinket in the stun evasion. I mean, that was so fast.
I think he got dressed from behind. I think you got dressed from behind, but it was just too little too late. I feel like you have to kind of pre-use in that situation, although it does kind of feel bad if they don't commit your dress and you trinket evasion. It just, man, we've seen so many insane dress to Gath kills today. And we're going to see in the replay, of course, but I think what happened was he actually did trinket evasion. It was just from behind, and unfortunately evasion doesn't work from behind. So wasn't able to dodge that attack.
Yeah, you can actually evasion the dress trinket despite it being AoE too. So, so Aiden, let's just focus only on Aiden because I was kind of focused on what CMD was trying to do here on Gex. He was basically trying to set up for the game-winning play, but instead they do get the stun on Aiden and the stun on the priest. Dilly actually turtles the trap and then he throws it out. This is just so late. Like he used his cooldowns. What he trinketed like right before he got dressed and died. He died on the global of that evasion. So I feel like as soon as you see that trap land, you trinket evasion and you have your mage still go for the poly that you just faked the prem for. You trade your cooldowns. You pop your spites. You press blind. Your healer's gonna come out of the trap. He can fear the DPS. There's
Gex only had negative 14 corruption during that last game.
Yeah, but each spite without any stacks is 20 corruption, right? So that's 60.
Yeah.
And then plus the stacks that he gets every second is, I think, 3 corruption per spite, right? Or is it 2 corruption per spite?
3 is right.
3.
So nine every tick, I think.
So 9 every tick, and I think you can get 20 stacks. So I think they can still over-corrupt Gex. It's just going to take a little bit longer, but I feel like they had sheep there into blind at least. So they had like, you know, about like 14 something seconds at least of CC plus the kidney in them as well.
Okay,
I think the big thing about it is just the problem is once the trinket actually fades, so you over corrupt them, but once the trinket fades, it's the minus 60 corruption that makes it. Oh my goodness gracious, CPT's gonna be really happy about this one.
I made this call. I made this call.
I actually feel like prospects are pretty good into jungle. Like
yeah.
I think Unitas is going to do well. I remember CPTs and I talking a little bit about this, and we were talking about jungle and what's good into it. And he's like, man, I swear, if people played Guardian Druid, they actually can't lose. You literally have to do nothing and you win.
Man, all right. Okay,
it's going to be over
let's hear you talk about this comp from Unitas.
Tell us about it. You're the expert here, CPTs. Tell us about how this one's going to play.
Windwalker is like a little weird. I'm wondering why they want to use Ring of Peace. They just want to get a... Are they going to even spite? I feel like they're just going to dampen. So that you basically can just run at the priest because you have 2 healers. You actually kind of have 3 healers as a Windwalker. With Expel Harm, it does a ton of healing on percent health. So if you use that on the tank, it does a ton of damage. The main thing with the Prop Paladin is Holy Shield. So if you attack a Prop Paladin talented into Holy Shield, it's like permanent thorns. You're just redirecting damage back at yourself the entire time. It can be upwards of like 80% of a Prop Paladin's damage. Like it's an insane amount of damage. It's kind of like the Brambles effect for Guardian. I think Brambles got nerfed though, so Holy Shield's not nerfed. It's a ton of damage, and you kind of have to attack the Prot, I think, with crowd control on the Shaman. So as the Cleave, you're stuck in the spot where you're hitting yourself if you try and attack. The Prot Windwalker are going to run at your Priest the whole time, and you're fighting triple healer. So you basically got 3 healers and 2 DPS on Unitas. Turtle have, well, actually it's similar with Priest DPS. I'm trying to just do the math on it, like survival heals a bit, so does Feral. Maybe this game takes a little bit, depending on if they play Spite or not. But I wasn't expecting Windwalker. That's like the big difference. I wasn't expecting Windwalker. I've never seen Windwalker prod. So, curious to see how it plays. You guys are laughing at me for saying curious to see how it plays.
No, I'm excited for you, man. This is a big moment.
This is a big moment.
No comments.
What can we expect then in terms of flanks, do you think, Sipatis? I know you said it depends on if they're playing Spite Trinket or not, but...
Well, Turtle... I wonder if you actually just attack Shaman. I actually think it might not be awful, maybe, to just attack Shaman.
What I think is going to happen is we see a double fear on the Prot, on the Windwalker, and they go after the Shaman in big all-in attempts. I think that would be really, really scary for Unitas to deal with.
Can they just train the Shaman?
Yeah, that's what I think they should do.
Do it, Shaman. Yeah. Train the Shaman, crowd control the Prot Paladin, the real healer on the team, and then, yeah.
Real healer on the team. Okay,
Diamond Dice or no Diamond Dice?
Probably Diamond Dice.
Okay. Well, let's see if they
Well,
can do
we're going to find out shortly. Sounds like the game is ready. It is Turtle versus Unitas here in Dalaran Sewers. Unitas looking to turn this around here with their Prop Paladin choice, but Turtle's looking to shut this down with a 3-1.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Dalaran Sewers. Will the Turtles finally make it to the water. Will Unitas get flushed? Let's find out now. The gates are open. Oxygen getting a tracker's net. Oh, he gets freedom though. Into a trap. He procs his adaptation, so he is playing that adapt, that 1 minute auto trinket. They're going after Gex on the side of Unitas. Gex not really using anything right now, just gonna be chilling here with that Rapture cooldown, but he got crowd control for most of it, so he's not really going to be able to get too many shields off with that. And right now it looks like Dilly and Cyfoxy are going after the Windwalker Aiden here, but he has 2 healers backing him up. Well, he's half a healer as well, so I don't know how effective that's going to be. The next trap, though, no way for them to break out of it. Dilly's going for it. They get the stun, they get the trap, they get the fear. Beautiful triple CC, and that is going to be Yosk using that Lesser protection, but it gets dispelled. Aiden gonna have to use his touch of karma as well. Nice punish there for Turtle.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, the things aren't looking too bad. Oxygen getting kind of kited right now. They have to be careful. Aiden and Yoski just in full pursuit. They just want to take down Gex as fast as they can. Oxygen trying to get back to his team, trying to land some heals. Yoski is definitely going to be able to help him out with that one a little bit. Oxygen right now, and Ghost Wolf should be able to survive. Purge is coming in. Hammer of Justice as well. Gex falling a little bit behind, and that is going to be a nice knock there by Dilly, freeing Gex from these melee for just a little bit, but that was the powered barrier as Yoski uses Divine Steed, his Divine Kodo, and knocks him out of the effects of that powered barrier. Now a nice fear coming in with a trap onto Oxygen. Who are they going after? Who's taking damage? And it looks like right now, nobody is. The sacrifice from Yoski denying damage totally, and now this assault on Gex can continue.
Oh, they're just going to train this poor priest into the ground. Shadowman, he fakes it. Oh, he's catching this couple heals. They're going after Oxygen now. This game could turn into a healer race, but Oxygen recovers around the corner. Maybe he needs to hold off on purging. I feel like they could just win on mana on Priest here, rather than just all-inning with purges with burst damage. Play it just safe, rotate cooldown. Stacking up for triple fears is a big mistake. Divine Shield from Yosk may not be enough here. Aiden's on the ropes. Aiden's gonna go down. Beautiful punish by Turtle, taking out the tank playing spiders. Victory to the Tortolan. Victory to the Tortolan.
I think Toddle's really the MVP of that match there from Turtle.